Fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Chargers and the Saints, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the New Orleans Saints. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly.
The kicker, Dustin Hopkins, set to get this one going, and we are underway from the Superdome. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by a 3-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
I love his football IQ. I love his ability to have people rally around him. And as he likes to remind me all the time when I get ready to call one of his games, I can run it a little bit too. A nice presence to have on your team.
And Dalton going to throw right away. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And the catch made by Johnson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic.
Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
The Charger offense makes its way out for the first time in this ball game, and leading the way, already a star in just his 3rd season, it's Justin Herbert. Now Herbert following the turnover. This is swung out to Eckler. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So the call there, roughing the passer.
Well, the preseason's time for working out the kinks, but sometimes you got some defenders who are too eager to impress trying to make this team. And that time we saw one take a shot at the quarterback way too late.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 2nd and 4. They can still get a first down without scoring. And here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. So Dalton now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
It's complete to Williams. And he's going to get this down near the 25. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Play action. It's Herbert. This is caught. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make the score 14-0. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Kamara up the middle. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 34-yard line.
Here's Kamara off the draw. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10. At their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Herbert has it knocked free. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you are closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Dalton. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Herbert's throw taken in by Palmer. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. That's again complete to Palmer. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me?
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Gerald Everett A 14-yard touchdown. And the Chargers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Previous play is under review.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. 3rd down from the gun, Dalton. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. They'll find Everett there, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
That's the end of the first quarter.
21-0 our score after 1. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
2nd and 5 now. Herbert. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. These offensive starters still out there in the 2nd quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the 3rd quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the 3rd quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, it might leave them out there a little bit longer. But I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the 4th quarter.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. On 1st down, Justin Herbert. Got his man, it's Williams. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Evades him at the 10. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal. Here's Herbert. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to second and goal. Now it's Herbert. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Gerald Everett ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Chargers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 28-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. A reminder, opening weekend definitely in sight now. Thursday, September 8th, that's when it all gets going. The defending champs, LA Rams, hosting the team that many think could win the AFC, the Buffalo Bills. Charles and I will be there, and then we got some great matchups on that Sunday as well. Kansas City and Arizona, Raiders and the Chargers, and on Sunday night, Tom Brady, yeah, he's back, and his Bucs are heading to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain there of 30 big ones. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run it again with Kamara.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
I mean, or else they'll just sit back. They're going to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They look to throw on third with Dalton. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down in those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Eckler going to get it again on second down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Over the middle, complete. That's Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Herbert on first down now. He's got Allen. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5 at the 43-yard line.
Here's Herbert. Going back to Allen. He's got him again. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 45-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Again, Herbert. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
To throw again on second down. Herbert working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Herbert now. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Calvin Austin in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chargers would extend their lead here just before halftime.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. Hopkins with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half.
Saints 3. Dustin Hopkins.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. The final act of the first half, Dalton. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So we have reached halftime. Intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition.
Looks like somebody's ready to begin the regular season, skipping over halftime here in the final game of the preseason. 3rd quarter, here we go. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Our starters likely to be out there for the 3rd quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Chargers getting ready to go here to start this 3rd quarter. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now. And I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Second and 2.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. And that's complete to the right side. It's Allen. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
First down, Los Angeles.
Now a give running left is Eckler. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up second and 12. Herbert. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting unit's still out there for this 3rd quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the 3rd quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down. Eckler, touchdown, Chargers. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. You're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
On second down, Kamara. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Dalton's throw caught by Olave. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. That's Olave bringing in another one. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. First down.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, there to make the play defensively.
Second and 10 at the 18-yard line.
It's second down. Dalton looking. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On third down, Johnson. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down. Will Lutz now to try the New Orleans field goal. This from 36 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. In the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he's got the first down. Yardage before being taken down at midfield. 9 yards that time.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's J.K. Scott now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now it's the backup Winston. Now he's flushed out left. And Winston lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. And it's Michel once again. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your...
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Sony Michel, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Extra point good by Hopkins. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Saints 6. Dustin Hopkins to kick off for the Chargers.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself,
oh, an absolutely filthy joke. He's got some space now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards to gain there on the catch and run. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Jameis to throw it. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. Here's Winston. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. 20, 10. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Michel going to try again. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That's complete over the middle to Callaway. And he'll be brought down just shy of 40. This was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.